Hitch to Fitch alongside of it, 2 lengths further back to Canasta Star, 3 back to Timu, back in the inside BB Celeste and Sir Nigel. They've passed the judges' line, they head for the bend out of the straight now. Just on 1400 metres to go, and going up Tittle Tattle, breasts up outside of leader Glen Royden. Blue Sunset's getting every chance for Jack Smolenski, followed by Magnetic Chip. Now the favourite Tin Turn Pointer's eased back to be 5th in the outside of Ripper's Rob. Nero's there next with McQuaid down on the inside in the blue and white, 1200 to go. Into the back, Jade Potter's following those. BB Celeste made ground on the inside with Hitch to Fitch. About 2 lengths, Canasta Start, Timu second to last, and last of all, Sir Nigel. They race into the back, Glen Royden getting his own way in front, setting a steady pace, 1,000 to go. But right beside him, Tittle Tattle. In the trail, Blue Sunset. Up on the outside of it, Magnetic Chip with Tin Turn Pointer. Next to it, Ripper's Rob. Getting around them, Jade Pot. Nero's Air. Jade Pot eased a bit as forced out 3 to 4 wide. Back behind them, McQuaid, BB Celeste, and next to it, Hitch to Fitch. 800 metres to go. 2 lengths to Canasta Star and Timu and Sir Nigel. So they race out of the back straight now, getting around towards the 600 metres. And the leader still Glen Royden the inside by a long neck, Tittle Tattle. Here's the favourite, Tin Turn Pointer, going up 3 wide. Blue Sunset's been getting the run. Jack Smolenski will be looking for win number 3, getting every chance right in behind the leader. They were followed up on the outside of those. They come to the turn by Magnetic Chip and Nero's Air, and back behind them Ripper's Rob and McQuaid. Wider out on the track, Hitch to Fitch as they swing for home, and it's followed up by Canasta Star in the straight. 280 metres to go. Glen Royden, Tin Turn Pointer in the middle. Blue Sunset's angled out to get a path between the pair, and it just can't find rooms. Had to change direction to go back on the inside. Wider out on the track, Hitch to Fitch, and here's Canasta Star. Look at the finish from Canasta Star down the outside. It's the winning run, no doubt about it. McQuaid's coming with it, but Canasta Star, Hitch to Fitch, and McQuaid the 3 to pay the dividends. Blue Sunset was 4th. Glen Royden followed home by Tittle Tattle, Tin Turn Pointer. Then came Sir Nigel, Timu wider out, Ripper's Rob. After them, BB Celeste, Magnetic Chip, with gaps back to Jade Pot and Nero's Air. Big finish from Canasta Star to win the last of the day here today at Ashburton. Horse of course, got an unlucky run at Addington the other night when it was knocked down over the marker line and got a bad check during the course of the race. But today, no trouble-free run at all, and Jim Curtin brings it to the outside and put in this humongous finish down the outside to win it. Hitch to Fitch in the orange down on the inside of it, and wider out on the track, finishing well also McQuaid to get some of the minor money. But it's all Canasta Star. Gets home by a good 2 lengths at the line. Hitch to Fitch second, and more than a long neck back to McQuaid. And Blue Sunset, perhaps a shade unlucky, didn't get the run when he wanted to, had to change his score around a couple of times, ends up in 4th spot. So Canasta Star giving Jim Curtin a winning drive. Driving success has gone pretty evenly around. I think Jack Smolenski the only one to score a double, and Jim Curtin gets his first, of course, coming back at the head of the field. So as he brings the winner back for the final time today, we just leave you by saying that we've got another day here, of course, Sapling Stakes Day on Monday, and in the meantime head back north to Alexander Fields at Wanganui.
Yes, thanks very much, Rion. Nice to have your company today. Courtesy of Burlington, the Racecourse Function Centre Handicap is the last on the card at Wanganui, number 7 Snowman. Open 9.55, out a little to 12.35. One Captain Coyote has come in from 7.40 to 6.60. 10 Bodal from 10s into 9.60. Number 4 Oscillate has moved in a little from 8s to 7.45. Number 6 Smokin' Jack has moved out from 17 to 7.50, and 3-7 above has moved out 10 cents to $4.30. Number 1 Captain Coyote, 6.60 and 3.05. 2 unopposed, 11.75 and $3.50. Number 3-7 above at 4.30 and 2.20. 4 Oscillate, 7.45 and $2.05. Number 6 Smokin' Jack at 7.50 and 2.50. 7 Snowman at 12.35 and $4 even. 9 Some Parade at 10.30 and 3.30. 10 Bodal, 9.60 and 3.25. 11 Emperor Augustus, 29 and 7.60. 13 Now Prima Donna at 34 and 8.50. 14 Phantom Delight at 20 and 3.55. 15 Super Breeze, 9.70 and 2.70. That's the market for the last at 20 past 12, so we're some 4 minutes away. So the result of race number 2 from Australia was taken out by number 10 Social Rule in the hands of Larry Olsen, paid $22.80 and $6.75. Number 3 Ferragamo and Kathy Tremaine at $3.20 and $5. The other New Zealander, Sir Willie Montague, and Mick Dittman at $3.75. The 3 and 10 Quinella, $102.65. The 10.35 Trifecta, $4,541.35. Race number 10 from Ashburton Trots. Number 5 Canasta Star at $14.65 and $3.45. Number 15 Hitch to Fitch at $4.75 and 16 McQuaid third at $5.80. The 5 and 15 Quinella $141.75. The 5, 15, 16 Trifecta, not a bad one to finish the day, $10,165.35. We'll come back with race 10 after this break.
Whatever you drive quality. Drive Kumho.
3 group wins at his first 3 starts. College Chapel, a champion sprinter, winner of 5 group events, 3 group placings, and top-rated Irish 3-year-old.
The final 50 yards, and College Chapel driven out to win by a half length into Keen Hunter in second.
Impressively conformed, College Chapel combines an exceptional speed sires pedigree with a line proven in New Zealand through the deeds of famous star.
Logan Thoroughbred Insurance is proud to present the Owner of the Month Award. In recognition of the support owners provide to racing, Logan Insurance will present a trophy to the owner with the most wins each month.
Welcome back to Wanganui now for the last of the day. This is the Racecourse Function Centre handicap over 2,060 metres, third leg of the treble. And with our DB Draft Racing service for the final time today, around to the start to have a look at them. And there is the favourite, 7 Above. Don't forget, folks, we race again here on Monday. But 7 Above and Brian Hibbert, trained by Matthew Faber at Takanini. Last start, second Alexander was behind Mark II Zephyr. That was a pretty strong field that day, 4:05, 195. And on the strength probably of that last run, would be the favourite here. He's been very consistent, 17 starts, 3 wins and 7 minor placings.
Yes, it was a very good second, as you said last time out, Tony. So back to this class of field he will meet today. He was no chance with Mark II Zephyr on that occasion, some 3 lengths behind her, but let's just hope for the sake of Matthew Faber. He's trekking all over the country with the horse from Takanini, and we'll have the services, as you said, of Brian Hibbert.
Last start winner here is number 6, Smokin' Jack. He won last time out at Harwater on his most recent start. Once he hits his form, he should hold at this horse. 7.25, $2.40, trained by Jack Taylor at Stratford, Jackie Fleming claiming, so the horse carrying 51.5.
Yes, she claims the 2 kilos. Very impressive winning at Harwater too, Tony, back on the 25th of May. Jackie rode the horse on that occasion, and we did make reference to the fact that Smokin' Jack, ridden by Jack, and perhaps she can do it again today.
One of the last to go forward.
Just looking at Emperor Augustus, Kane Smith's mount, riding at a half a kilo over, will be the last one to line up for the Racecourse Function Centre handicap, courtesy of Pacific. Let's join Tony Lee.
Ready now, last of the day, 4:30, 177 above. It's the favourite, Oscillate, 6:30, 2:20. It's the Racecourse Function Centre handicap. And the Racing, Phantom Delight, was very awkwardly away. Has missed it about 7 or 8 lengths. Phantom Delight and Bodle is going to settle back as well. The rest of them are all but in a line. And we've got Emperor Augustus taking over there now as our prima donna. And there goes Captain Coyote whipping up onto the pace. Deep Out Super Breeze and Smokin' Jack in the orange colours right there as well. Emperor Augustus inside of Oscillator, inside of Unopposed. And then on the outside is 7 Above. Bodle inside of Som Parade. Snowman around those. Then Oscillate. And and Phantom Delight, who's given them all a decent start, is 6 lengths off last. So at the 1500 metres, Captain Coyote working a bit to get past our Prima Donna. Super Breeze next, one off is Smokin' Jack and Emperor Augustus over on the inside. The next 7 above around Unopposed and Bodle, followed by Snowman, Som Parade tucked up between runners, 1.5 to Oscillate, and still 6 lengths to Phantom Delight is the last as they head up into the back nearing the 1200 metres, and now Captain Coyote has the front. He's got it a length on our Prima Donna. Super Breeze over on the outside and the favourite travelling around them, 3 out, 7 above. Snowman goes forward even wider. Emperor Augustus inside of Smokin' Jack and Unopposed. Bodle behind them, then Som Parade and Oscillate, and now only 2.5 to Phantom Delight is the last as they put the 1000 metres beyond them. And here we've got Captain Coyote, our Prima Donna levels again on the inside, and Super Breeze going forward over on the outside, and 7 above right with them as well. At the 800 metres, truly run race. Emperor Augustus back in behind them. Smokin' Jack and Snowman right with those. Then Bodle, a packing field, Unopposed, Oscillate and Phantom Delight, and last Som Parade. She's only 4 off them. On down the side, and Super Breeze at the 600. 7 above, levels with it over on the outside. Wider out Snowman. Oscillate and Unopposed coming around the outside. Back in behind them, then we've got Phantom Delight, Smokin' Jack and Emperor Augustus. Further back, Bodle, our Prima Donna. Som Parade and Captain Coyotes drop right out of it. At the turn, 450 metres to go. Deep out, Oscillate goes up to Snowman. Oscillate's the leader here now to Snowman. Then we've got 7 above. Phantom Delight's running on, as to then is Unopposed. It's Oscillate out wide. Oscillate, the veterans in front by 3 lengths to Snowman. And then we've got Unopposed. Smokin' Jack getting home well with Phantom Delight on the inside. But it's all Oscillate. The rising 8-year-old is showing them a clean pair of heels to get it by 5. Smokin' Jack, Snowman second, and third Phantom Delight next up all over that. Unopposed alongside of it, and then we had Bodle 7 above. They crossed the line in divisions. It was about 7 lengths away to Super Breeze, Som Parade, Emperor Augustus, and then Captain Coyote and our Prima Donna. It'll be the last one home. David Walker circled them just before the corner, took over for the run-in, and has got the win on number 4, Oscillate at 560, 225. As Auto Check show us the last 150 metres on the replay, Oscillate well clear. Jim Elmsley, trained galloper from Waverley, and David Walker, hands and heels, well in front here. Smokin' Jack getting to second outside of Snowman, but at the line, 1 in the shot, all on its own. You can mark up number 4, Oscillate, convincing winner of the last. Smokin' Jack has arrived for second, ahead of Snowman, and that horse 4th on the inside's the one that missed it by about 6 or 7 lengths. Phantom Delight alongside of it was Unopposed, but no worries to the 7-year-old today, Alexander.
Yes, a popular victory for Jim Elmsley, the Waverley farmer. He's had Oscillate, as you said, a rising 8-year-old. He won this horse like a 3-year-old, revelling in the conditions, and David Walker takes the big win here. He's raced a lot of horses with similar sounding names, Isolate and Isotope, and now Oscillate. So Jim Elmsley might be a little bit of a tongue twister, but the horse has really enjoyed this in the last. He's a 7-year-old by Vice Regent out of Classical Jazz, and having now his 44th race day start. He's had 4 wins now for 4 seconds and 7 thirds, so he's had a good innings with him, Jim, and all you can do is win, and he's taken it out like the horse is going to go on, particularly now that the winter is with us and he does handle bad ground. Let's just hope that Oscillate can continue. As we look at the market for race 10, the DB Draft Mile from Ellerslie. Number 1 Stash, Alwyn Tweedy at 16 and 550. 2 Paddyfield at 595 and 195. Number 3 Tannis, 870 and 280. 4 and 5 are out. 6 Star Time, 860 and 275. Number 7 Micron, 590 and 250. Number 8 Outlandish at 950 and $3.05 the place. Number 9 Paducci, 32 and 965. Number 10 Fee Sheehan at 455 and 175. 11's out. Number 12 Knock Robin at 780 and $2.10. 13 Super Wink at 21 and 590. 14 Hard Yakka at 24 and 7. 15's out, as to 16 and number 70 Spanish Town. Brucey Paul at 26 and 735 the place. Positive factors on the track. Number 2 Paddy Field, 7 starts at Ellerslie for 1 win and 4 placings, and at the distance number 6 Star Time, 8 starts for 2 wins and 1 placing. Having a look at David Walker, just shaking the reins virtually at Oscillate to take it out. Takes a hold, the nice hands of David Walker, to pay $5.60 and $2.25. Number 6, Smokin' Jack at $2.65, and number 7, Snowman at $4.55. The 4 and 6, Quinella, $24.30. The 4, 6, 7 Trifecta, $740.75. The treble on races 8, 9 and 10 at Wanganui, 8 Au Revoir with 10 Gold Spring and 4 Oscillate, $566.40. The substitutes in leg 2, number 6 Joe, who blew out in the last 100 metres, in leg 3. The same could be said for number 3, 7 Above. Race number 3 from Australia this afternoon is from Sandown in Melbourne. It's the Topax Plate. And let's have a look at the opening market for race number 3, the Topax Products Plate. Number 1, Noble Task, Michael Clark at $6.65 and $2.55. Number 2, Big Baron, Danny Brereton at $14.70 and $4.80. 3, Paris Trout, Peter Mertens at $4 and $1.50. Number 4 is Swift Talent, Dean Mott at $11.90 and $2.85. Number 5, Check That Style, Craig Williams at $14 and $4.60. Number 6, Grey Alex, Stephen Baster at $12 and $3. Number 7, Lord Keitel, Wayne Trelaw at $9.70 and $3.30. Number 8, Skytel, John Didham at $10.65 and $4.95. Number 9, Explode, Dale Short at $9.40 and $3.40. 10 is Moralin Strike, Peter Nucky at $27 and $7.35. 11, Been Dancing, Vic Durick at $13.50 and $5.20. 12 and 13 are out. Number 14, Billingsford, Jim Patton at $42 and $13. 15, Our King's Ransom, Eddie Kassar at $46 and $11.30. Number 16, Park Avenue, S. Highland at $24 and $9. Number 17, Samurai Prince, Sally Wynn at $43 and $9.90. And 18, Mr. Breamley, A. Alan Finlay at $86 and $17. Having a look at the Australian market, down there, Big Baron, Noble Task, the New Zealander, a fair bit of support there. Paris Trout, another Kiwi horse ridden by Peter Mertens today, 5 to 2. Down there, Grey Alex from 9s into 8s, and Explode at 5 to 1s. Good odds on offer for that page. So that is the market for Australia race number 3. We've got 2 greyhound meetings in the country this evening for all those punters to look forward to. The first one we're going to highlight is the Manawatu Greyhounds. Peter Early will be trackside for us. Let's take a look at the weather and track conditions. The track is heavy. They've had an overnight low of 5 degrees, or that's what they're expecting. The weather fine with isolated showers and cold, gusty southerlies. I think that's been the order of the day in the central North Island today. Race number 1, the Welcome Stakes. Number 1, Salcony Magic at $2.05 and $1.45. 2, My Fawn Tiger at $20 and $5.75. Number 3, Just Simon at $8.65 and $2.40. 4, Speedy Deal at $8.10 and $1.75. Number 5, Lemon Pearl at $14 and $4.90. Number 6, No Sense at $10.45 and $2.15. 7, Born a King at $12.55 and $4.75. And number 8, Infotech at $4.60 and 95 cents the place. 9 and 10 are out. That event starts at 4:45. The positive factors: number 7, Born a King, 18 at Manawatu Raceway for 4 wins and 7 placings. At the distance, number 5, Lemon Pearl, 4 for 2 wins and 1 placing, and Born a King number 7 has had 17 runs at the trip for 4 wins and 7 placings. Courtesy of Qantas, we're going to go to Australia now and have a look at race number 3. And race 3 is from Sandown in Melbourne, the Taupax Plate. Having a look at some of the market over there, useful odds on that page. Noble Task, the New Zealander, trained by Mike Pittman at Pakenham over there, a 6-year-old by Noble Bijou, and Noble Task number 3 will be ridden by Michael Clark. We've got our audio available. Let's cross to Australia.
Explode, the rider maybe out of the saddle here on this one. Vlad Jurek went berserk in the stall, and the rider at the back. Standing up well, Billingsford. Paris Trout still rearing. Very agitated, this one. Been Dancing. Been Dancing still giving trouble here. Now waiting for... Hello, it looks like coming out. There's the warning siren. So we'll stand by. Will no doubt be a late scratching here. Been Dancing. There's the rider out of the saddle. And Been Dancing, as soon as they get it out, I'm sure we'll have the announcement to the effect that the horse will come out. But very stirred up, as you saw there, Been Dancing. Been Dancing, a late scratching, please note. Late scratching, Been Dancing. As soon as they get it out of the stalls, they'll be on their way. 2:31 official scratching time, taken out by the stewards. Been Dancing now out of the stall and moving down the track, and the others all set to go. Been Dancing, the late scratching. Late scratching at 2:31. And they're ready for a start. Samurai Prince, the inside runner. Rest of the field stand up well. Paris Trout, favourite on the tote as the starter says go, and they're away to a good start too. Samurai Prince on the inside commenced well. So did Grey Alex and Mr. Brimley. Billingsford down the outside, Check That Style, Lord Keitel, Swift Talent behind them, Noble Task and Paris Trouter. Sky Tell, Park Avenue's on the inside, Big Baron being hunted up early and tailing out to last. Marillion Strike going out of the straighter. Samurai Prince the leader by a length in advance of Grey Alex on the inside of Billingsford, and very deep is Check That Style. Over on the inside, Mr. Brimley, followed by Lord Keitel, Explode, a length further back in the field, a Big Baron. Then further back, Our King's Ransom, followed by Park Avenue on the inside of Paris Trouter. 2 lengths to Swift Talent there, followed closely by Sky Tell. Next to last, Noble Task, and last of all, Marillion Strike. 15 lengths covering the field, racing into the back, just over 1,400 metres left to go. It's Samurai Prince by a length to Grey Alex, a length and a half. Mr. Brimley on the inside of Billingsford. Check That Style is racing about 3 off the fence, around the outside of Explode, and over on the rails, Lord Keitel, a length and a half to Big Baron. They're followed by Paris Trout, who's caught deeper, and he was followed by on the inside Park Avenue and Our King's Ransom. 2.5 lengths to Swift Talent, Sky Teller. A long way back, second last is Noble Task, and last of all, Marillion Strike. They're racing down the hill, and they've got 1,100 metres left to travel. Samurai Prince the leader, led about 2 lengths to Grey Alex, a length and a half. Billingsford followed closely over on the inside by Mr. Brimley. Check That Style, Exploder, and they're followed by Lord Keitel. Big Baron is next, a couple of lengths away. Then on the outside to Paris Trout, Our King's Ransom. Park Avenue back behind them. Swift Talent being called upon for an effort, and still a fair gap in the field of Sky Tell, followed by Noble Task, and Marillion Strike is still last of all. 600 metres left to go. Here's a great duel for the leader, and Grey Alex has gone up very quickly on the outside to tackle Samurai Prince. They've got away 2 lengths ahead of Billingsford, being followed then by Explode, and Check That Style very wide as they straighten up. Our King's Ransom back behind them. Lord Keitel, a long gap to Swift Talent. Noble Task is a long way back, and so is Paris Trouter. Grey Alex on the outside has hit the front here from Samurai Prince, and finishing well now is Explode. Explode looking the big danger as they come inside the 200 metre mark. Explode has raced up. Grey Alex is battling on well on the inside, but Explode takes the lead. Close to home is clear now of Grey Alex. Coming down the outside, Sky Tell, but Explode wins it from Grey Alex and Sky Tell. Paris Trout close behind them, followed the next home in the event there by Samurai Prince and Swift Talent, and further back is Park Avenue, followed by Big Baron, and back behind them Marillion Strike and Our King's Ransom. Noble Task was never in the hunt, Billingsford, and Lord Keitel is last of all.
9, 6 and 8, the result of the unofficial placings of that event from Sandown. We'll have the placings and dividends for you shortly. Red light on here for the last, the DB Draft Mile. At Ellerslie on TV Guide, heard all day as the field are about to be called into line. Is number 10, Fei Shen, the mount of Vinnie Colgan, and that is a favourite, paying $5.05 to win. So a good betting race to wrap up the day. An even field engaged for the event. A late scratching is number 11, Keep On Dreaming. And the red light on field, just waiting on the last few to come into line. Apart from 10, Fei Shen, also well supported, is number 7, which is Micron, 665 and 265, and they support as well for number 6, Star Time. The mount of David Peak at $8.40 and $2.80. The place should be at home too in the very heavy and testing track conditions. There's number 12, Knock Robin, about to go up. The mount of Jim Collett, he rode a winner earlier today with Snatch and Grab, and narrowly beaten aboard Sirius from by money for nothing. We're set to go the DB Draft Mile here at Ellerslie, the last. Let's join Radio Pacific's LB Gain.
Draft Mile bringing to a close the first day of the Great Northern Carnival here. Racing. And away they go in the DB Draft Mile, and Super Wink towards the outside began well from Outlandish, Micron and Star Time Tennis with Knock Robin and Fei Chen right there with Stash. There followed down the inside Hard Yakka on its outside, then to Spanish Town. Paddy Field is second to last, and Parduzzi is last and about 9 off the pace. Micron pulled its way to lead Tennis, and over on the outside Outlandish. Getting a nice run through with Stash, followed by Star Time, then Fei Chen on the outside of Hard Yakka. 3 wide then to Knock Robin as they travel on down the far side, followed Super Wink. Paddy Fields out wider, followed by Spanish Town, and 2.5 to Parduzzi. They're up to rise, 9.50 out, and Tennis now is the clear-cut leader and shows out by 2.5 to Micron. Similar margin, Stash on the rail third. 3/4 into Outlandish, being ridden along to hold its posse, followed by Paddy Field and Start Time as they work off the back. Fei Chen, the favourite, about 8 lengths off them, followed by Spanish Town, Knock Robin and Super Wing, Hard Yakka and Parduzzi. There's 12 lengths first to last across the top in the DB Draft Mile, and the leader is Tennis by 3/4 to Micron. Start Time on the inside of Stash. Paddy Field came very prominent, and so also is Fei Chen. There followed Spanish Town and Super Wink, Knock Robin, Parduzzi. Outlandish is struggling, and Hard Yakka round the bend, just over 450 to go, and Tennis about 3 off the fence. The leader to Micron, and Start Time the grey on the inner, in behind them to Fei Chen, followed by Paddy Field. Late run Parduzzi down the outside. Tennis just in front of Micron. Start Time on the inside. Peak working overtime, followed the favourite Fei Chen. Out wider then to Parduzzi as they race in under 200 to go. Start Time made the lead from Tennis, fighting hard on the outside. In behind them Micron. Tennis though putting out that little extra in the closing stages, and Tennis is going on to score in the hands of Lee Rutherford from Start Time. Third across Micron. They were followed by Parduzzi. Fei Chen, then Paddy Field, Stash, a gap, Outlandish, Hard Yakka, Knock Robin, Spanish Town, and Super Wink is last in. Tennis.
Number 3 Tennis in the hands of Lee Rutherford will take out the last here at Ellerslie today, ahead of 6 Start Time and 7 Micron in third position. 3, 6 and 7 will be the order as we go to the auto check replay, and it looked like a good contest between Tennis and Start Time, but then Tennis over the final stages started to draw away again, and then was always travelling nicely out in front too, and Lee Rutherford gets one in the last. Was trained at Pukekohe by Richard Collett. Number 3 Tennis wins it. Second at the line will be number 6 Start Time, ridden by David Peake, and in third position number 7 Micron, and the rider was Trudy Collett. It's a pretty clear cut in the last, the DB Draft Mile, and number 3 Tennis, 4-year-old by Crossways out of Parade Girl. It's owned by Mrs. O.M. Hobbs and A.V. Isles, and Richard Collett, the trainer at Pukekohe, and was nicely ridden too by Lee Rutherford. About a minute to go to the Queensland Oaks, and they're the odds for on the New Zealand TAB. Circles of Gold at 365, 155, Moonshine at 15 and 420, Ladybird Blue at 785 and $2.20. Good odds for numbers 8 and 9, well supported 6 Broanne and 7 Joey Denise. So we're going to go to Queensland now, to Eagle Farm, in fact, for the Queensland Oaks, and we'll have the dividends for the DB Draft Mile after the Queensland Oaks, which is brought to you compliments of our Qantas Festival of Australian Racing. 3, 6 and 7 the judges call here at Ellerslie in the last. Number 3 Tennis, the winner is Moonshine, just refusing to go up from the McKee stable. She's at 40 to 1 over there in Australia, and also well supported number 1 Circles of Gold, the favourite in Australia and the favourite on the New Zealand TAB as well. Judge has confirmed the placings here in the last at Ellerslie. 3, 6 and 7. 2.5 lengths the winning margin for Tennis. Still quite a few more to come in for the Eagle Farm. At Eagle Farm, the Queensland Oaks were set. Let's join our caller.
The Queensland Oaks, they're about to break. Signal given. Lights are on. And they're off and racing. Now, Schwa Denise threw its head in the air when the stalls open, and Dodici Mila dropped back shortly after the break. Bringing the first to Ping Out and Lead, and Kinarita's going up quickly on the outside. So is Illustrator. Now, Dipman's coming across on Euphoria, and Circles of Gold made a line of 5 at the line the first time from Moonshine. Broan's outside those from Princess Vogue, followed further back on the field. Ladybird Blue on the inside, Laminia, followed by Schwa Denise, and then came Luna Shadow and Dodici Mila at the tail of the field.